This origin has a secret OP mechanic that lets you take Biomorphosis Ascension incredibly quickly. I've come up with a build that not only gets you there quickly, but also lets you scale at an incredible rate, utilizing whatever Biomorphosis Ascension you take. In this video, I will run through all the tips and tricks to get there, and then my Empire's progress at year 20, year 30, and year 40 to show the insane rate that Biomorphosis supercharges your Empire at 0.75 tech and tradition cost. Let's get into it. So here is the build we're going to be running. The key takeaway here is the overtuned origin from the Toxoid species pack, which if you don't have and you want to get it, you can use the link in the description to buy it from the Paradox store. This will give me a cutback, or you can use the code EP3Stellaris at checkout. It's greatly appreciated. You can also get the game, other Stellaris DLC, and even other Paradox games. Now, what does Overtune do? We get access to special Overtune traits, which you can see we have one here, pre-planned growth. They're all very good, but lower lifespan. I did have Fleeting Excellence on before, which is an auto-modding trait, which would give you the traits that the pops are working, but apparently it doesn't work so well. So we've got pre-planned growth, the pop growth housing usage. You can see all these yellow traits like more researcher output, commercial genius. They all lower lifespan, but give a positive trait. I wouldn't have more than one on, really. Minus 30 years is quite a lot, but you can see it stacks with rapid breeders as well, giving us 10%. So we're at 40% off the start of the game. But that's not why Overtune's very OP and very good here. We can also boost it with Damn the Consequences, which gives more positive effects 100%, but 100% pop upkeep, lets you scale more if you have the upkeep for it. You can add these and remove them through genetic modification, really good for biomorphosis, and you also start with gene tailoring. You also get an extra trait pick and modification points, again, really good for biomorphosis. But something this doesn't tell you is you can take biomorphosis as the second Ascension perk, meaning you can get to the Ascension tier very quickly, which is super OP in the current meta. You basically want to either rush Machine Ascension or Biomorphosis Ascension to really just get insane benefits. So to pair with that, we've obviously got Intelligent, so we can get just tech, and then Natural Society because we've got bioships, which most of the things are through there. This could just scale you later on in the game, but not necessary. Neither's rapid breeders or pre-planned, but with lots of pops, you can get lots of civilians, which give you lots of resources. We've then got Genesis Guides. Every time we colonize a planet, we get a new pops. They give us unity, influence, and we can uplift them for more unity. We need lots of unity to get the Ascensions done. And then we've got parliamentary systems for factions at the start of the game and more faction output. We've then gone egalitarian for more faction output, special output, but the pops will give trade from the monument. Materialist will give research to our civilians. I've got militarist here as this was used for one of my community games with slight tweaks, but essentially civilians give naval cap, which lets you just scale even more later on in the game. It's not necessary for now. You could go xenophile, pacifist, whatever you want. I wouldn't take a fanatic, as we're going to want to reform our government to take the factions from producing unity to science, and you can't do that with fanatic ethic. That will just scale you, especially with all the pops we're getting. We're playing on Grand Admiral standard settings, of course, for my videos. 0.5 tech and tradition. You know what? I'll do 0.75 just to show you how quickly we can actually get to it. Standard pop growth and everything else on default, but we have Grand Admiral mid-game scaling at year 50, just so we don't die straight away. This will be a very, very good start, and then you can just do whatever you want with the insane start that you have. First thing, obviously, we're going to find our planets. We are on tropical because we are more likely to get more food districts, which is good for bioships. We will go survey that world straight away. Split up our military ship, put our leader on the smaller fleet class, and send this military ship to explore 2. Information is key.
Knowledge is power.
In terms of tech, of course, tech buildings, +1 per 100 is insane. Again, we'll go for the +1 there. And here, this is very ideal. Maybe you'd go for the unity here if you had it, but I did not. We're then going to instantly buy about 20 minerals off the start. Then with the construction ship, we will build the mining and research stations as they cost food. May as well spend it. And the big negative is the Genesis Arc costs a lot of food to build. This is fine though. We will get those resources in time. We'll also go to isolationist for the 10% unity since that's what we want. And let's go to fastest and start playing. We've set up everything nicely and we're going to try and rush down a monument. I'm actually going to get rid of the stronghold as well. Yeah, we don't need the stronghold. Pretty useless. Has an upkeep and the pops are working there. We want them to be civilians, producing us a bit of trade, but we're going to buff them up. Factions are here. We have an egalitarian and then an authoritarian militarist. That's not great. Let's just buff up the egalitarian one with benevolent subjugation policy in policies and edicts. Subjugation, more terms, benevolent, and hopefully most of the pops join there, please. We have found our other tropical world. That means we can just go ahead and survey straight there after this this one. We now have the minerals 6 months in, as well as unity from civilians. We also get research, trade, naval capacity, and governing ethics traction because of our ethics. We're going to build that. Another planet, an ocean world. Very nice. More planets means more pops, which means more resources. And yeah, we are lowering our trade a bit here. We'll just sell some of the energy for now. When the monument comes online and when we get our fish tradition, it's going to be fine. Fish tradition is Mercantile. It's so good, especially with these sort of pop growth builds, which is pretty much the good stuff now. We'll get +1 trade per civilian and amenities. We'll lose consumer goods, but that's fine. Let's go to Mercantile. Another planet? That's mad, and it's continental. Well, I know where we're surveying to. It's just a straight line down here. What a Gaia world. And I don't think it's from a fanatic spiritualist fallen empire, so that's pretty nice. Okay, let's get that trade from civilians. We will shoot up our trade now up to 13 now, and then when the monument's down, we'll get even more trade, science, and unity, a naval cap, but we don't care about that. There we go, look at it go. 23. We will build a city district to start, and then after that we'll clear the sprawling slums, which will give us pops and give us an extra max district. Now Genesis Guide also gives us society research and unity, but lowers max districts, which is a bit sad, but it is what it is. It's fine. We'll go now for adaptive economic policies, which if we go over to government policies and edicts, trade policy, we can go marketplace of ideas, which turns our trade into unity instead of energy from wealth creation. This is fine, especially early game when we want unity. We're then going to put evolving society on for 10% more unity when we have it going, but then when we launch 40%, and I should try and save up for a colony ship. We need a bit more food, so I'm not going to build on here yet. Let's get 10% more trade from jobs, which I believe civilians count as. Yep, now we have a bunch of trade. Let's buy 42 minerals, stop selling, and maybe buy a bit of food just for the early game, since we do need a lot of it for the Genesis arcs that we're going to build. We found someone down here. We will do the first contact. We are losing trade now. Maybe I didn't need to buy as much food. I do want the minerals going, as that will be a bottleneck early on. You can see we're up to 92 unity this close in, and we just need to finish 2 traditions to get biomorphosis. It's mental. Let's lower market fee, which is going to help us since we're buying from the market. Build on here and slowly expand. Now that say district, which gives us more science jobs, more unity jobs, and then we get a couple of consumer goods and alloys. Governor can level up. Pop growth and food from jobs sounds good. And a Spark of Genius level 2 sounds very good. It's all coming along, and we're only 3 years in. We're not going to worry too much about tech, because after we get biomorphosis, we can just convert so much into tech and stuff. It's going to be insane. We also should build a starbase here. We can use that to help the economy in every system, and then we will whack on fortify the border for 50% upgrade speed. Arc is done. Go and colonize, my friend. Okay, Mercantile's done. Traders get more stuff. We don't have any traders, so it doesn't really matter, but we get monthly trade for finishing Mercantile. Get an Ascension perk. Let's pick the Unity, since we do want to get as much as we can. Quicker the better. Biomorphosis is very strong. No matter what path you go down, I think they're all pretty good, especially because you can mix them up. We will just keep exploring, because we could get a trade fed, which will give us consumer goods and Unity from our trade. On the star bases, I'm always building the trade hubs, because the trade gets converted to Unity, but also trade's just good because you can buy things. And then a Hydra Bay for the food. It'll pay itself off eventually. And the great thing about bioships is it uses a lot of food for starbase construction, and we have a lot of that. And we don't need to really worry too much about alloys, since we don't need too many. It's good stuff. Found someone else. We'll do the contact. Next tradition. There's a few you could go with. You could go expansion for more pop growth, but it's not too good, especially since you don't get the free pops anymore. You could go discovery for that research speed, but we could just go discovery after biomorphosis. I think what's going to help us now is prosperity, giving us more mining station output, but also less cost for infrastructure, more resources, less upkeep. Prosperity is just solid. It's good early game, and it's a good mid game, and it's good late game. It's just good. What can I say? Yeah, we should always try and build when we have an empty slot, so we're just going to build another city district. It's going to just help overall with even more advanced resources that we need. We do need to try and get a Genesis arc going, but I'm just addicted to making trade hubs and Hydra Bays. I can't help it. Yeah, I'm going to save now. I should cancel a trade hub so that we can get the colony going. Just need a little bit more food and alloys now. Found a ruined mega shipyard. Oh, this empire's very lucky. Let's reduce planetary infrastructure costs. This mineral saving is going to add up over time, even though we're at 2.4k. We're going to need a lot of minerals soon once all of these centers finish. The early game on tech is so slow, but once you get these buildings, it just starts to ramp up a lot. I'm going to start clearing a blocker. I need 2 alloys. Okay, Genesis arc. Go, my friend. Actually going to stop buying food and buy a little bit of alloys, since we're trying to get all the star bases going and kitted out with trade hubs and Hydra Bays. I'm going to grab the Unity from Habitable Worlds. Keeps us ticking along. And let's reduce the infrastructure upkeep, I think. Okay, this planet's going to finish. We're going to get a bulk of Unity. Unity from Genesis projects, 500 Unity and 25 influence, and we get progress to ebogenic triggers to uplift, which will give us more Unity and pops. In terms of what we're going to build first, I don't know. This planet is really bad for basic resources. This is probably good for our mineral, so let's make it minerals, specialize in minerals, and we'll also build a luxury residence. We don't have to work those damn colonist jobs. I mean, we also get pre-sapients giving us amenities, which is nice. Another state district can go down. Material workshop's probably going to be more important, so we might put that above. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Material workshop, you go ahead of that, and let's get more worker pop output, I think. So I'm not going to actually colonize any of these planets because colonizing too early in the game is actually harmful. If we look at this planet, look at the population on one of these, we're getting actually minus 0.41 growth because we have low population. The sweet spot's around 1,000 to 1,500. So what we can do is actually settle or resettle the civilians here. We're going to lose a bit, but it's probably worthwhile to actually have pops here because they'll grow quicker. To do that, we need to go over to policies and edicts and allow resettlement. And then we will just play and then resettle a bunch of our civilians over here. Costs energy, but we've been stockpiling it. We're up to 998 of them. They do become civilians. I'm just going to spam mineral districts to work them at the minute. But if we come over to the growth now, we're actually at plus 0.6 from pops. If we look at our capital, I believe we'll probably be at the max-ish, which is plus 2.92. So the more pops you have, the faster they grow. Now, I didn't want to remove all the civilians because we are getting Unity and stuff from them, but this will just help our pop group overall. It's something to consider. The more planets you have, the less you can actually do this until you get insane pop growth stuff like from gene clinics and clone vats, which will just produce pops. You also can actually upgrade your building then as well, which lets you get 2 specializations if you really wanted to. Let's get more resources from jobs. Material workshop's going down just in time for the xenobiological lab, which is finished, and we will grab that Unity, not the uplifting. I think this is going to be quicker for us. Bioengineering research has doubled the other ones, which is why those are so important. And our minerals will probably be cured now. We could even turn this into like consumer goods to actually help with what we're going to make into a tech world, which we'll probably do because the minerals are going to cure that deficit, saving on trade as well. It's quite efficient. Field dynamics done. Let's get more research speed and then queue that up over here. And I probably want to get a medical center for the pop growth. I don't know how worth it is anymore, but hey, that's what it is. You notice we're not actually building any Unity jobs. You could to get through this much quicker, but we don't really need to. I'm trying to set us up to scale after that, which is building all this tech infrastructure and building up the planets to help with that. And we can build a couple more star bases. Civilian industry will go down. We'll upgrade this, so we're going to be producing some consumer goods now, which does mean we could consider going utopian abundance or Unity and research from civilians even more, but we don't actually have that many civilians anymore. Probably best not to do that. However, we could actually do academic privilege instead, which isn't as expensive, but our researchers get more efficiency. So let's just go for that. If we need to build more consumer goods, we'll build more consumer goods. I only need one more, I think. Star bases are online. Again, trade hubs. They're just good. Our decks are starting to ramp up now, and we're one step away from getting biomorphosis. I believe you can do this with clones as well. You can take biomorphosis quite early, which might be the better option, but a lot of the times clone armies are banned in multiplayer games, and this is also probably better at scaling, maybe, because you do get these insane traits which you'll be able to put on all your species. It also mixes up that Biomorphosis Rush. Genesis project again, that's a bunch of Unity and influence to help you keep expanding. We're now 10 months away. This planet we were going to make into tech, we will do just that. And prosperity is now done. Ascension perks, biomorphosis is already here. We do need a genomic research facility straight away to actually progress down here. As you can see, it's blocked. So we will go ahead and build one of those straight away. And we can build them on other planets too. They will help. Now we get to choose which route we go down. I do love mutation. I think just the habitability stacks over time. With the techs as well, there's repeatables that even give you habitability. So you will probably get to 200% habitability late game, which gives you more job efficiency, less housing usage, and less of energy gain. You also get habitability from the research facility, which helps with that. So we will just grab that. You don't even really need to take too many traits for that. It's just pretty good. And also with the Biomorphosis Rush, the genomic facilities will produce us society research eventually, which helps with bioships. We've also found our 2 neighbors. Oh, they did take that planet. But there is a planet over here, which we'll expand to. Why not? Since we have no first contacts to do, I will improve relations with both of them, as I am a little bit scared. The genomic research facility is quite expensive, hence why we were trying to build up our mineral income. Also, we can build these planets up quicker, which is always nice. We'll slowly move some civilians to our capital, but we don't actually have any civilians now. This is why you don't want to expand too much, because we can't actually fix that pot negative anymore. So do want to work most of these jobs, to be honest. The annoying thing is we are just waiting for the genomic research facility so we can actually progress. But that's fine. We're getting the 40% unity. We can save up and instantly finish biomorphosis when we get to it. I'm gonna grab expand the council, I think. It's always nice to have more council members, a bit more buffs to things. And the genomic facility is now done. They're giving us medical worker jobs too, which will buff our pop growth by 20% and the monthly organic pop growth multiplier by 20%. And the biomorphosis monthly progress goes up by 5%. That's why we built one of those everywhere when we can. It also produces 36 society research, so we're actually doubling our society there, which is going to help when we want to uplift things. It just kind of works all in tandem with each other, and people are dying because of the overtune, but that's fine. We'll just grab new ones. We have a lot of unity just to the nature of what we're doing. Okay, no colonists, please. If you can, don't work them. They're better off working literally anything else. Colonists give you basically nothing. And then we will start building the good science buildings here. But we're progressing now through this. We're getting plus 7.3 because of the genomic researcher jobs. We'll get another one down. Should speed through that a bit. And we're going to save the unity now. Don't do another tradition. We want to finish biomorphosis when we get it. Let's go uplifting now. I want more pops. Probably going to need a lot of consumer goods. We'll build more city districts here. Exotic gas extraction is very nice from this outcome, but so is 10% monthly unity. So we'll go with that. Yeah, consumer goods is hurting us a little bit. We're also going to favorite the genomic researcher. It's just going to help us. I'll do it in all of them just in case. Also, do we need enforcers here? No. Work a better job, please. Same on our capital, really. Do we actually need Hollow Theatre? You're giving us 2,000 amenities. We have 2.7k. We don't need you. Do we need enforcers? Yes. Monthly unity, army, or society research and more progress. I want to do the progress. I think it's actually pretty good here. So we're on to the next stage. Do we go purity, where job efficiency for organic pops goes up per medical building tier and genomic research facility, and we get less empire size from pops. This is very, very, very good. We also get pop growth per genomic researchers. Pretty good. We could go mutation again, which will give us the same but lead to lifespan and experience gain and habitability. Or we could cloning. The same again, job efficiency, but less crime and more governing, ethics attraction, and then monthly organic pop growth. I really like purity here. The empire size from pops reduction, the pop growth, yeah, we're going purity there. And the great thing is, we already have gene tailoring because of our origin. Usually you'd get stuck here till you get that tech. It's quite expensive because it's like a tier 2 or tier 3, not sure, but we can just keep going. We don't need to care too much about it. This is why it's a bit different to cloning. Okay, capital can only build buildings, which is quite funny. I cannot clear any more blockers. I don't really want to build anything. I guess consumer goods could help. Or we could change the archives for a research enclave, which is probably the better play. I don't need this much unity anymore. I need tech. Let's do a research enclave, which will collapse our consumer goods more, but we're just spamming city districts here. It'll be fine. You have absolutely no need to worry about what I'm doing. It is fine. We're just going to build medical centers. As you can tell from biomorphosis, these get better, especially when you upgrade them. So we may as well have them on all our planets. I'm going to need to sell a little bit of food. It's really just about balancing the economy so we can boost. Oh, I killed our consumer goods again. Let's sell some alloys. Yeah, it's about balancing the economy for that unity and science gain, really. And I don't think I need to buy consumer goods anymore. Very nice. Consumer goods are going burr, which means our minerals are collapsing. It's fine. I'm sure changing to a research enclave is not going to collapse our consumer goods any more than it already was. It actually is fine. We just got more tech. Okay, do we go unity per unemployed? We don't have any. Or more leader cap. Oh, these are bad. I'll just go for the stability, I guess. Mineral purification. These specialization techs are really good because it will let you buff up the resources you're actually producing, and we can now uplift. Beautiful. I should probably also make another science ship to go and explore and find people. Probably will help. Okay, let's uplift the people on our capital, which are you species. Uplift you. 16 months to uplift. We'll get some unity, influence, and more pops and more jobs, I think. I can no longer build more consumer goods. We are kind of maxed out here. But hey, we can build civilian industries, which give us more consumer goods. Then we'll do that. Monthly unity and stability or society research. I'm going to society. It's going to help us progress through the uplifting. But you can see we're barely really focusing on tech that much, but we're up to 336. 147 unity. Unity doesn't really matter because we are just progressing through here now. That's why I'm not too fussed on it. We're just getting bulk unity from uplifting 3,000, by the way, and 25% more jobs and more biologist jobs. Genesis Guide gives you more biologist jobs. Which bioships are? You can just bioship rush with this build as well. There's so many factors to it. It's pretty good. I'm just going to keep uplifting, I think, because we do get them as pops, which we're now getting civilians again, which is nice. And we get the 2 districts back. So we get say districts. We need to keep expanding these planets then. It all works nicely, and we're getting that independence guaranteed, which means we're less likely to die. I mean, these guys actually like us now since we're improving relations. It's nice. But yeah, the medical center also has genomic researchers, which gives us more pop growth, but also more progress to biomorphosis. Now we have our last pick. We've done mutation and purity, so we can select those later. So if we want to go cloning, we should take cloning. I do cloning a lot on these builds, and this is kind of setting you up. You can do whatever you want here. So let's try something else. Purity could give us more purging, which we don't really care. We do get more pop growth, which is nice. Mutation, though, would give us more habitability and give us access to cooler traits. Again, I actually don't care about these, though, because we're going to have all those cool overtune traits we can use. Do we just go cloning anyway? Backup clones also don't matter. The third tier, I feel like, is the most meh. But backup clones on overtuned is so good. Yeah, we have to go cloning. I've gone back on immediately what I said, but that's just how it is. That's what I do sometimes. Yeah, we're finding a bunch of people up here. Wow. We'll do both the first contact since we're relatively safe now. And you can see how our economy really wouldn't be able to support all these extra planets. We will in the future, but not at the minute. Genesis again, 3,000 unity. Yep, nice. Up to 20k unity, very nice. And then they come in and actually work all the jobs, which again is very nice. It would be nice if they would do the consumer goods, but hey, I guess we're okay. More habitability is going to be really nice with the mutation we took. We also can now do the specialization. I just don't have the minerals, which is ironic because I want the minerals. You can get monthly unity and happiness for more pop-up key or 200 XP and less happiness. Our leaders are going to die, so let's just go for the unity. Also, we have what? Migrating forest. I probably should do something about that. Let's study it, I guess. It's going to slow down our uplifting, but that's fine. Sometimes random things happen. Okay, we can build the specialization, which does also get reduced, by the way, the cost from prosperity. Again, another reason why prosperity is so good. Then turn on capacity subsidies. It's basically just free energy output. See, it goes up. I'm only working a few energy jobs, but it makes them more efficient. So we will take that. 2 for 1. Do we do backup clones now or kill them? Let's do backup clones. I don't want them to die. Even though they probably will die soon, I don't want them to die. We also get more science jobs. Please be on our science planet. It's not. That's annoying. But it's what it is, I guess. Free science going. And of course, they're working those damn jobs. We're at 490 tech. Nice. Biomorphosis is close to being done. I wish we could set a multiple favorite, like tier 1 favorite, tier 2 favorite. I don't care about these. Instead, I have to go in and like manually stop them, which I don't want to do. Like, I don't mind them working it, but we need to prioritize the consumer goods first. It's a bit annoying. I'll live with it. It's fine. I'm going to build mineral purification plants straight away because it will give us 20% output to what we're already producing, which is just good. Science ship went missing. That's fun. I probably do have 1,000 fleet power in the food banks to fix that. I just can't be bothered. Fine, we'll build that many, the exact amount. Since we can, and it will protect us. Genesis uplift again. Now, which path do we take? I usually go cloning, but I might try something else out here. I can't remember what these do. The adaptive mutations, which is the auto modding, which doesn't necessarily work. Medical workers are also converted to genomic researchers, which is really good. Oh, all of them do that. I'm just stupid. I want the one that gives us the most gene tailoring-esque stuff, which I think is mutation, but I will check. Purity gives you more points but less picks, whereas mutation gives you 4 of each, and cloning gives you more points and less picks as well. Advanced organic species traits have reduced cost. I might try purity. I don't think I've done that too much. Also, yeah, purity gives us leader benefits to democracy. What does mutations authorities do? Job efficiency, happiness, unity, research speed. The mutations looks very good too. Let's do mutation. I've gone back and forth. We'll grab that. We can finish it off. So when we get it, we get the adaptive mutations, which is like an auto-modding thing that we saw before, but not overtuned. Let's get more output for adaptive traits, more trait picks. Then we're picking the things that we picked before. So we get that habitability thing, less empire size for pops. And we actually don't have enough unity to finish it off, which is quite funny. Now, none of these matter for our species, so we can actually come over and have a mess around with them. So we've got adaptive mutations as well as mutagenic habitability. So we get base 50% habitability, but for every 5 or 10% over, we get bonuses. We have 4 points and 4 picks. Repugnance free, we're never going to work entertainer jobs. So we want things that give us efficiency and habitability like robust, which would use up all of our points. And annoyingly, we can't get rid of intelligent and rapid breeders to get bell ones, but we could add like brittle from energy usage. Will that collapse our economy? Maybe, but we could build like luxury residents, and the more civilians we get, the more amenities we get, and it's -3. I mean, come on, we have to go it. Genetic memory then will give us 25% habitability maybe. We could even go excessive endurance for 30% habitability and job efficiency, but our leaders might die instantly, so you can't really take one of the overtuned traits yet. Exotic metabolism is really good if we exotic gases. Habitability pop growth, so we will probably go for that later on. We just need the trait. I'm gonna do genetic memory for the 25% habitability with 1 trait point. Wait, I could have just gone a -2 instead of Brill then for now. So let's get rid of that. Sure, we'll take less pop growth at war, and then get genetic memory. So we have a lot of traits. We'll then set them as default and then let the pops integrate into them. And we can also change these pops. Annoyingly, we can't make them mutagenic habitability. We might need a tech for that, I'm not sure. But I'll give them robust, fertile, adaptive mutagens, no negatives, and just set them as default and do the integration. We'll do that for all of them. We will create the biggest damn species ever. And we could even go xenocompatibility, because we're going to have 2 pops on every planet, which makes them a little bit crazy. So they should all switch over, and we can also build another starbase. We can also start selling all these planets. With what economy is my question, but I guess we will get there. I'll just spam some quarries for extra jobs. We can now finish mutation off. We'll get backup clones, but then we also get the adoption of a mutation authority, which we did see it was going to be biodiverse liberty, which is giving us a bunch of buffs. You can see what democracy is giving us. It's pretty good. Another Ascension perk. Oh, I'm not xenophile. I can't xenocompat. Well, if you had xenophile, you could. We'll just get the 10% research speed. And yeah, this is how you rush biomorphosis. 21 years in at 0.75 tech cost. Not my 0.5 that I normally do. I'm going to play for a little bit longer just to see where we can get. These are resources before. We should scale insane now in up to year 30 and onwards. So I'm going to try and get there, and I'll let you know if anything interesting happens or if I do anything interesting. Oh yeah, something also we can do to really help out. We don't need the unity really. We can get rid of parliamentary systems and go for crowdsourcing, which is going to give our faction science. That's going to really help our science production. We'll go from 688 to 792, just like that. And I think it might go up a bit more. Who knows? Oh, this is how we get it. I remember you guys saying every organic species will get mutagenic habitability when we do this agenda. So we need to do that because on our planets, we're at 150% habitability, giving us 12% efficiency. We also do now have clone vats, which we should build everywhere. Just more pop growth. Why not? Will also help out smaller planets when we colonize them. And then we're going to start getting these upgraded science buildings, which will give us +2. Now get to the point where I have so much stuff I want to build. We're lacking the minerals and the time. The upgraded gene clinks go crazy, as you can see when they upgrade. They just give so many more buffs. Up to 1k tech as well. And now we have a hefty exotic gas production. I kind of want to add that trait we were talking about. We're going to need points though. So exotic metabolism is a 1 cost. Also we get +50 lifespan, which is really nice with overtuned. Then we wanted to still have genetic memory. How do I math this? We need to get rid of both -1s. Pick the -3 genetic memory. Look at that. That is disgusting. It says default. Now everyone should integrate into there, making them even better. And we can form a federation. Do you want to be friends? Why is 19? Why? I'll do all the deals with you, my friend. They're inferior in terms of trade and tech. We could just sell these rare resources for trade to then build more minerals, so we could just keep building all the good stuff that we want to build. Because now we're just getting too many pops. Like the pop growth is now going crazy with civilians everywhere. everywhere.
Good gracious, you have been productive. Yeah.
We really should build monuments now on these planets. They get the science trade buffs. There's just so much to do, and we're at 28. As soon as you get the Ascension, it goes crazy. We're already at Elder Maulers, up to 175% habitability 2, giving us 18% job efficiency. Do we have the max genetic memory? 0.5 per year, max 25%, so you need 50 years. No, so this will go up even more, and as we get more habitability techs, it will go up even more. Now, Unity has died, but you could just settle these planets. I'm being a bit lazy. We should settle these planets. Remember, this will also fix our Unity because we still have Genesis guides. Now, every pop's going to get the mutagenic habitability, so them growing is good. And year 30 has hit 1.1k tech with 600 before, almost doubling. Doubled our alloys, doubled our consumer goods. Food's pretty much the same. I was buying minerals, we're no longer buying them. Trade's gone crazy because we're not buying them. This has more scaling possibility, so I'm I'm going to play a little bit more. I'm addicted. The upgraded mineral purification plant gives 2 to miners every 100 of them. It's insane. Dyson Swarm, that's going to help. We're getting claimed by you. Okay, as a defense measure, we will just build a big starbase on their border. The rest will still be trade. Hopefully we get the trade thing that buffs that for the building slot soon. And the civilians are just coming, which means unlimited amenities and trade. We can't build fast enough to work then. This is why civilians are stupid with biomorphosis. Actually going to go adaptability for that 10% habitability and less housing usage and more districts. Yeah, it's actually pretty good with mutation. We can also reform government. I'm going to add civil education because we could then make our civilians produce more science through the State Academy later on in the game. But also it gives us educators, which give us a bunch of Unity, which is really nice. It also lets us reduce upkeep from jobs, which just scales because the more jobs you have, the more that takes effect. And now we're going to get planets. We can just fill them with clone vats, genomic research facilities, and monuments, and build them into whatever the heck we want. And we probably should work the educator jobs where we disabled them. Oh, these idiots will finally do a trade league with me, which means we'll get Unity and consumer good from trade, which means our trade should get fixed quite nicely. New Federation. Yeah, we're at 111 consumer goods now. My word. More habitability, yes. Almost 100%. And then you can just infinitely scale up these planets because you now have insane pop growth everywhere you go because of the gene clinics, the clone vats. We're at 1.8 thousand civilians here curing the amenities. It's always trying to fill those jobs. It's a time issue now. I think this is how they intended the balance to kind of be, but again, OP builds are gonna outshine this. This is playing semi-normal and not abusing too many broken things. It's still good, but we're at like 1.5k tech 35 years in, rather than the absurd amount that all the other builds have done. Research Institute is huge. It gives us +2 per 100. Stacks with the other ones, the ones we've been upgrading, which are giving +2 as well. Oh, the stupid flipping ships just spinning in a circle. This is why I don't mix fleets. This planet's gonna die now. We crashed our economy a little bit, but we're now producing more tech. So who's the real winners, really, if you think about it? Okay, we are now 4 years in. 2.5k tech. A lot of Unity. Rare resources are going crazy. We are using a lot of exotic gases. I probably should build like an exotic gas building here. Consumer goods are in the red, but we're fixing that mainly because I changed our mixed industry here to another research enclave just to get the buildings going. This consumer good world's almost maxed out as well. Got another almost maxed out research world, another research world being built, another consumer good world, an alloy world, and this will be energy. We've also got Dyson spheres. Like, this is all fine. We're just tech rushing now, and we have the pops to do so. Up to 22.5 thousand pops, and this will continue to go up. Like with 2.2 thousand civilians here, we can't build quick enough. I should probably resettle them to like these worlds with empty jobs, but this is the power of this Biomorphosis Rush. You should rush down an Ascension. This is why. If you watch this and want to see a machine rush to Ascension, check out this virtual in 4.0. I wanted to see how good it is. It used to be very OP in 3.14. Is it still good in 4.0? Click here to find out. Goodbye.